Hello everyone. So today I was going to run a test against two Harbor Freight batteries. They're Thunderbolt Magnum alkaline model and the Thunderbolt Edge. Now I did the Thunderbolt Edge in a previous video, and the test I ran was a 300 milliamp drain, and the battery produced about 1785 milliamp hours. So it's going to be very curious. I could not find a video on YouTube that actually showed the milliamp hours on this version of the alkaline battery. Now this is the one that Harbor Freight always had out for a long time, and these are the newer ones. So these went on sale for $4.99 for 24 batteries, and that comes out to about 21 cents a battery. And these go on sale for $5.99, which comes out to about 33 cents a battery. So I'm going to run a test, and I'm actually going to run two tests. I'm going to compare the two batteries, the Magnum alkalines against the Thunderbolt Edges, and we're going to do a 100 milliamp hour drain and a 300 milliamp hour drain. And we're going to compare the results of both of these batteries to see which outperforms which in both tests. Now, one would say since this battery is more, it should win, but that's why I'm doing the video, to see how well these ones actually do. Now, in my prior video, I also did, I think, the dollar store Sunbeam, I think the battery was called. And they actually performed not bad. I think it was around a little over 1,400 milliamp hours, which isn't bad considering I think the 4 batteries cost me $1, so that comes out to what, 25 cents. But because these were on sale, I think it was a parking lot sale for $4.99 for 24. That's 21 cents. So this could be a better value depending on how well they do. And seeing how they're alkaline, I would expect them to do somewhat comparable, to at least 1,400 milliamp. I also noticed something interesting on this battery. They actually have an expiration on them. So I bought these, let's just call it August 2019, and they expire April of 2024. So that's almost a 5-year shelf life, I guess you would say. And if you look at some of the Duracells, I think they have a 10-year shelf life. So, obviously I'm not going to be able to compare the shelf life, but I just thought it was interesting that the Thunderbolt Edges, they did not even have, at least I couldn't find anywhere on the battery where it had the expiration date on it. It's quite possible that it's, maybe there. My eyes are just, sorry, actually it is there. Take it back. I can't focus in on it, but on the bottom of this one, I just noticed it said 11/2023. So I wouldn't have seen it unless I just flipped it there. So I don't know. I guess that's somewhere. I don't know exactly how long these have been sitting on the shelf here, but somewhere they appear to both have around a 5-year shelf life. So enough talking. Let's get on with the test. So I'm going to put in the I don't know what they call the Thunderbolt Magnum alkalines, and we're going to put this in, and we're going to go to the discharge. We're going to hit enter, and we're going to turn this down to 100 milliamp. So we got that. We're going to hit enter. So that one's going to go, and then what we're going to do is right next to it, we're going to put an edge in, and it's going to come over here, and we're going to select discharge. We're going to hit enter, and we're going to do the same thing, 100 milliamp hours. We hit enter. So then now we're going to go back in again. We're going to grab another Thunderbolt alkaline. We're going to go over here. We're going to hit discharge. We're going to hit enter. This time we're going to say 300. We're going to hit enter. And then we're going to put this last battery in, which is the edge. And we're going to come over here. We're going to come down to discharge. Hit enter. We're going to change that to 300 milliamp hours and hit enter. So basically what we're doing here is we're going to compare these two batteries at a 100 milliamp hour drain and these ones at a 300 milliamp hour drain. So we'll cut back in when I would imagine these two would be done first, because the drain's higher on these ones over here. These ones here might take, you know, every bit of overnight to finish. So, and again, we'll cut back in. Okay, well, good morning. It's the next day, and 2 of the batteries are done, which is not surprising. That's the 2 that we're running at 300 milliamp. So let's first look at the Harbor Freight alkaline, the orange one. I'm just going to click to it, and it did 1533 milliamp hours, 335 minutes, and it bounced back to 1.3. So the key points there is it drew an entire 1533, go back to it again, out of that battery at 300 milliamp hours. So now when you look at the Thunderbolt edge, you're going to see this time it did 1766. The other day when I ran it, it was 1785. So very, very close to what the test was last time on this battery, just slightly lower this time. But until these other 2 finish, and we'll take a brief look right now to see where they're at, but 1533 versus 1766. 1533, 1766. Okay, now we'll go over here. This is the 100 milliamp hour draw. We're at 1128 on the orange alkaline, and we're at 1116 on the edge. Okay, and these 2 are still running, so we'll come back when these are finished. Okay guys, got the final results in now that the 100 milliamp hour drain is finished, and we'll take a look. So we're going to go to slot 1, which is the 100 milliamp draw. So you'll see that the regular alkaline lasted 1107 minutes, and it consumed 1692 milliamp hours, which is actually pretty impressive. And then you'll see the edge did very well, and that was 1977 milliamp hours at 1305 minutes. And we saw these reports, these came in the other day. The 300 milliamp draw, 1533 on the regular alkaline orange, and 1766 on the Thunderbolt edge. So you can see how you definitely get more out of the battery at a lower draw. So 100 milliamp hour is a lot less than a 300 milliamp hour. But even so, not bad for the alkaline battery. I would actually probably rate that above the dollar store alkaline battery. It seemed to perform fairly well, especially under the 100 milliamp hour load. And you know, again, I wanted to compare these 2 batteries to see how well this did, and you know, it's obviously less than the Thunderbolt edge on both the 100 milliamp draw and the 300 milliamp draw, which is kind of, in a way, you know, I guess they did their marketing right, because this is a higher end battery than this one. So there you go.